The Wise Owl and the Brave Sparrow. In a lush and tranquil forest, there lived an old owl named Oliver. Oliver was known throughout the forest for his wisdom and calm demeanor. He lived high up in a grand oak tree, from where he could observe the entire forest. The other animals often sought his counsel, for he had a kind heart and a keen understanding of the world. One sunny morning, as the forest awakened with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves, a little sparrow named Sammy flew up to Oliver's tree. Sammy was small but full of energy and curiosity. He had heard many stories about the wise owl and was eager to meet him. "Good morning, Oliver," Sammy chirped. "I've come to seek your wisdom. I want to be brave and strong, but sometimes I feel so small and scared. Can you teach me how to be brave like you?" Oliver opened his large, kind eyes and looked at the little sparrow with a gentle smile. "Welcome, Sammy. Bravery is not about being big or strong. It's about having the courage to face your fears and do what is right. Let me tell you a story about a time when I was young and learned a valuable lesson in bravery." Sammy perched on a branch, his eyes wide with anticipation as Oliver began his tale. "Many years ago, when I was just a young owl, I was eager to explore the world beyond our forest. One evening, as the sun was setting and the sky turned shades of pink and orange, I decided to fly to the meadow on the other side of the forest. I had heard tales of its beauty and was curious to see it for myself. As I soared over the treetops, I felt a sense of freedom and excitement. But as I approached the meadow, I noticed dark clouds gathering in the sky. The wind began to pick up, and I realized a storm was coming. I knew I should turn back, but my curiosity urged me to press on. Suddenly, the storm hit with full force. The wind howled, and the rain poured down in sheets. I struggled to keep my wings steady and find shelter. Just when I thought I couldn't go on, I spotted a small cave in the side of a hill. I flew towards it, hoping to find refuge. Inside the cave, I found not only shelter but also an old tortoise named Tiberius. He welcomed me warmly and offered me a spot by the fire he had built to stay warm. We spent the night talking, and I told him about my journey and how I had braved the storm. Tiberius listened carefully and then shared his own wisdom. "Oliver," he said, "bravery is not just about facing storms and dangers. It's about understanding your limits and knowing when to seek help. True bravery is also about protecting others and making wise choices, even when it's difficult." His words stayed with me, and I realized that while it was brave of me to face the storm, it was also wise to seek shelter and accept help from others. The next morning, the storm had passed, and the meadow was more beautiful than I could have imagined. But it was the lesson from Tiberius that I carried with me, and it has guided me ever since. Oliver paused, letting the story sink in. Sammy's eyes were filled with admiration and understanding. "Thank you, Oliver," Sammy said. "I see now that bravery is not just about facing danger, but also about being wise and knowing when to seek help. I will remember your story and try to be brave in my own way." Oliver nodded approvingly. "That's right, Sammy. Remember, true bravery comes from the heart. It's about doing what is right and caring for others. You are already brave for seeking wisdom and wanting to grow." From that day on, Sammy looked at bravery in a new light. He faced his fears with courage and wisdom, always remembering the lesson from the wise old owl. And whenever the animals of the forest needed advice, Sammy would share the story of Oliver and Tiberius, spreading the wisdom he had learned. The forest continued to thrive, filled with the songs of birds, the rustle of leaves, and the gentle wisdom passed down through generations. And high up in the grand oak tree, Oliver watched over them all, his heart filled with pride and peace.